just a little bit more distributive property, where we're going to combine like terms and solve for x. So the very first thing that we need to do is we need to look for any distributive property that we need to do. This question only has one place where we need to distribute some things. Here we have 4 and it is being multiplied by everything inside of the parentheses. We have x minus 7. So we need to multiply x by 4 and we need to multiply, oh, what did I do wrong, my friends? I need to turn this into an addition question. We're going to turn this whole thing into an addition question. If I turn this into an addition question, that makes this 7 a -7. We like that. By doing that, it reminds us that this entire question's addition, and when there's a negative number, we're not confused. We remember that this is a negative number. I think it would have been very easy to have said, oh, we're going to say 4 times 7. But no, it's a subtraction. This was a subtraction, which makes this actually worth a -7. -7 is -7. So it's really important that we remember that we're not multiplying 4 by a positive number. We were multiplying 4 by a -7. And so by turning this into an addition question and then flipping the sign of the 7 here, it reduces confusion later on. Does that make sense? So we have 4 times x, and we're going to do that here. We're going to say 4 times x is 4x. We're going to bring down this plus sign, and we're going to say 4 times -7. A positive number times a negative number is a negative answer. So 4 times -7 is -28. I'm going to write the -28 here. So I have 4x plus -28. Okay, now I'm going to bring down everything else that is remaining up here. I'm going to bring down my 6x. I'm going to bring down my plus sign, and I'm going to bring down my equals -48. So you see what we did there? We started right here, right in the middle. We had some distributing that we needed to do. We turned our negative into a positive, an addition question, or subtraction into an addition question, made sure that we didn't confuse which numbers were positive and negative. So we did this section first, and we bring everything else down. Now we can combine some like terms. What like terms do we have over here? We have some things that are being multiplied by x. We have 6 being multiplied by x, and we have 4 being multiplied by x. We get to combine those like terms. We are going to say 6x plus 4x is 10x. So the value of this here is 10x. Okay, we took care of that. Now we need to make sure that we bring everything else down. So I'm going to bring down my plus. I'm going to bring down my -28, and I'm going to bring down my equals -48. So we had 6x and we had 4x, and we combined them to 10x. And then we brought down everything else. Okay, we are going to solve for x. That means I am going to draw a line down my equal sign. And I'm going to work backwards to get x alone. X is being multiplied by 10, but first we're going to ask ourselves, how do we get rid of this -28? We have plus -28. The opposite of plus -28 is minus -28. And we're going to do that to both sides, minus -28, minus -28. So this is going to cancel out here, and we are going to use our calculator. That's a lot happening. -48 minus -28 equals, let's not play. Let's just get out our best friend. -48 minus -28 equals -20. So I have 10x remaining over here. I can bring that down. Bring down my equal sign. 10x equals -20. What step do we need to take to get x alone? Right now, x is being multiplied by 10. The opposite of multiplying by 10 is dividing by 10, so we'll divide both sides by 10. That cancels out my 10s. It leaves me alone with an x. And then I have my calculator, because negative divided by a positive is a positive. -20 divided by 10. Want to take some guesses? -20 divided by 10 is a positive. Oh, wait, negative divided by positive, negative. There we go, -2. X is equal to -2. That means that if I were to put a -2 up here, wherever there is an x, I could solve and my statements would be true. Let's do that. Let's take this -2 and put it right here and right there. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's do it over here. I think I made a mess of my paper. We're going to go right here and we are going to rewrite this question. We are going to say 6 times, because when a number and a letter are next to each other, that's what that is. 6 times negative 2. That's this question right here, right? 6 times negative 2 plus 4, negative 2. And I'm going to go ahead and keep my original equation, which was minus 7 equals negative 48. Okay, so 6 times negative 2 is negative 12, so I can do that part right here. And then I'm going to bring down my plus sign. I'm going to bring down this 4, and then I'm going to do the math inside of these parentheses right here. So negative 2 minus 7. I have negative 2 remaining here. Minus 7 equals negative 9 equals negative 48. Okay, so I said 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Brought down my addition symbol, brought down my 4, did the math inside of the parentheses and rewrote its answer here inside of parentheses equals negative 48. So we need to do this multiplication question right here. If we do it, we'll have an answer for 4 times negative 9, and we'll put it right here. So 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. I'm going to put the number negative 36 right here, because 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. I am then going to bring everything else down. I'm going to bring down my negative 12. I'm going to bring down my plus sign. We're not bringing this down because that's what this is. Equals negative 48. And we are going to get that calculator out. Negative 12 plus negative 36 equals negative 48. Negative 48 is equal to negative 48. That makes this statement true. That means that x is in fact worth negative 2.